Hey guys, it's Stacy and welcome to the Retro Time Machine. Today we are in the craft room, joined by my cat Cole. He decided to come in while I was filming the intro and does not want to leave, which is fine. But today we are going to be doing some crafting. So we are going to be making these cute little paper hedgehog Valentine's Day cards or anniversary cards or whatever you want to make a hedgehog for. This one I made for my husband last year for Valentine's Day, and I wrote, "Will you be my Valentine?" inside of it. And he keeps it on his desk, which I think is super cute. But I wanted to show you guys how to make it because overall it's made out of heart shapes. Got the heart face, heart nose, heart ears, heart body, and the little heart card inside. So we'll be making one of these together. For today's craft, you're going to need some scissors, a pencil, an Exacto knife, and a glue stick. You'll also need a pen, and you're going to need some paper and then something to use your Exacto knife on. First, you're going to want to decide what color you want the outside of your hedgehog to be. Then you're also going to need a body color. So you could use a brown piece of paper. I prefer to use double-sided paper because the inside of the card looks so cool whenever they open it. You're gonna need an inside color piece of paper for the heart shape, and then for the face, we're gonna be using that same body color, but you will need an accent color for the ears and the nose. To start off your project, you're gonna figure out which direction you want your pattern to go and where you want the front of your hedgehog to be. And then you're going to take that piece of paper and fold it over from corner to corner so that way you have a straight line running down the center of the pattern. The next step is to figure out what kind of shape of heart you want and then go ahead and sketch that out. Opening up the paper will help you get a better idea of what the heart shape will look like. Once you're satisfied, go ahead and cut out around the edges. Now we have our first heart done for the exterior of our hedgehog, and we need to move on to the interior heart. Now I'm going to be using double-sided paper, but if you weren't, you could do it the same way that you cut out the first heart by laying it down and then folding over diagonally and tracing out the same heart shape. If you are using double-sided paper, you're going to figure out which pattern and which direction you want, kind of line your heart up so you know, and then crease along that line, and then flip it over so we've got the exterior color facing up. Take your existing heart and fold it up into a little teardrop shape and slip that onto the body. Then we're going to start off by drawing a tiny little triangle for the tail. Now we're going to add the legs. We're going to draw little U shapes on the edge of the hedgehog and then trace around the exterior heart shape that we already have from our last piece. Here, I'm just cross-referencing with my hedgehog from last year, and to me, the front leg looks really good, but the back leg needs to angle out a little bit more. Once you're happy with your hedgehog shape, you can go ahead and reverse your exterior heart so the pattern is out, and go ahead and cut out your hedgehog. Be careful around the tail and definitely around the legs. Take your time. You don't want to cut any of them off. Now is the time to decide if you're going to be using crafting scissors that have a designed edge or if you're going to be hand cutting out your quills. I'll walk you through both, but I'm going to be using one of these. Not sure which one yet. If you are going to be using crafting scissors, you want your inside body of your hedgehog to be a little bit slimmer than the outside. You want it to be able to stand up, and then that way the quills can kind of do their own thing. So we're going to trim out the belly, we're going to leave the face the same, and then trim a little bit off the bum. Here you can see we have plenty of space around the outside of our hedgehog to use our crafting scissors to create the quills. We're going to go ahead and put our hedgehog back into its outside frame and mark right on the front of the arm where the quills should start. You don't really want them to start further up into the head. Then remove your inside body and go ahead and cut out the quills with your scissors. If you're doing this with a regular pair of scissors, you're going to cut out the quill shapes that you would like and then reinsert the hedgehog body and cut along the body edges that are still sticking out so that way everything lines up perfectly. Now our hedgehog body has quills and can stand up perfectly on its own. How cute is that? Now it's time to move on to the face of our hedgehog. So we're going to take the outside layer and use that as a pattern. So you're going to line it up along a creased edge, find out where the tip of the snoot is for your hedgehog, and then we will draw a heart shape based off of that. Opening the paper always helps to give you a better idea of what your heart shape will look like, and once you're satisfied, go ahead and cut it on out. Here you can see everything is really starting to come together. Now it's on to the nose and the ears. We're going to use an extra sheet of paper, decide what color palette we want, fold that pattern in half, and use the heart as a guide for the nose. Carefully cut out your nose, but feel free to get creative with this shape because it definitely adds a lot of character. Oh my goodness, look at how cute this little face is turning out. Using the same paper for the ears and folding it in half, but this time instead of cutting out a teardrop shaped heart, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out a full heart shape out of this so I get two identical ears. Go ahead and grab your color paper for the inside of the card. We're going to fold that in half, and then we are going to line up one of our hedgehog body shapes, and we want the inside of the card to be a little bit smaller than the actual card itself. So you're going to outline the main shape of the hedgehog, and then when you're cutting the heart out, cut inside of that to make a smaller heart for the liner. Now you can see why I really love using double-sided paper for the inside hedgehog body, because it looks so great on the inside of the card. Okay, so here are all the pieces you should have cut out. Inside liner, hedgehog body, outside hedgehog body, face, two ears, and a nose. These next steps are totally optional. I just wanted to embellish a little bit more. I wanted a bit more contrast on my hedgehog ears, and then I also wanted to put a beautiful trim on the outside of the inside liner. Okay, so now we are on to assembly. We are going to start from the inside and work our way out. I would highly suggest pre-writing your message on your inside liner first to make sure you get it right and don't have to cut a second one before you glue it down. Next step is super simple. You're just going to take your glue stick and rub it all around the outside edges and just a little bit on the interior, and then you're going to place it and press and fold your hedgehog body onto the liner. Make sure everything sticks super well. Before we glue down our exterior of our hedgehog, we've got to cut in some little quills. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half and put it on our cutting surface, and then use our Exacto knife to cut some V shapes and some W shapes into the outside liner. So we've got some little spikes to pull up. So you're going to want to put these little quills all over. Definitely a couple down the spine and a couple on the rest of the body. Once you've cut out all your spines, you should have a perfect mirror image, and what you're going to want to do is poke them out and push them up kind of like a pop-up book. So we have some three-dimensional porcupine quills to our little hedgehog buddy. I love the texture that this gives to the card. It just makes it so unique. So now that we've got our quills cut out, it's time to attach the outside to the body. So we're just going to do the same thing, go around the perimeter with some glue and stick on that hedgehog covering. Now you are going to want to pay special attention to fanning up those spikes, and especially around the spine of the card, as those tend to want to flatten down and stick up. But if you can get them to stick up, they look amazing. Just do this before the glue sets. Now that we've got our body formed, it's time to move on to the cute little face. So my ears have a quick assembly step. I'm going to put that inside liner into the outside ear because I felt like that ear just didn't give me as much contrast as it would with that. So I'm just going to quickly glue those together. I found that the easiest way is to put glue down on the ear first, then get your finger a little bit tacky and then use that to adhere. We're going to do that here with the nose. So we're going to put a little bit of glue down on the nose area. Use our sticky finger with glue on it and then pop that nose right on. That pink nose makes all the difference. Now before we glue on the face and the ears, we gotta get that cute little expression on our face. So I'm just gonna draw a slanty eye and some little eyelashes and a half smile. And then I'm gonna open that heart up and mimic the same expression on the other side. Now I'm doing this in pencil in case I mess up. Highly recommend that. And then I'm going to go over it in pen. That is one happy hedgehog. Once we have our happy little face, I'm going to flip that heart shape over of the main face, apply glue to the whole thing. And I'm also going to apply glue to all of the ears, the back side that will be pressed onto the body. And then I'm lightly going to tack the corners of the ears onto the head and then apply the whole thing to the body. Once you have your face on, if you have any excess that you'd like to trim off, now would be the time. And then you're pretty much done with your beautiful little hedgehog card. I really hope you guys enjoyed this paper making craft, and I can't wait to see what each and every one of you guys create with this tutorial. Like always, take care and God bless. And if you enjoyed this video, please take a second to like and subscribe.